Welcome to In the Particles, where we gather with our community to talk about the creative process and postmodern performance practices and explore a perhaps new art movement that we're calling particlism.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, we're back.
We're back.
Hello, hello.
Hello. This is Youlim.
Deborah Black.
Sophia Trainor.
Welcome to In
the particles.
Are you bored yet? I think we're going to talk about boredom.
Oh my god.
We haven't talked about boredom. We haven't talked about what we're going to talk about when we talk about boredom. So
Sophia, you can laugh.
yeah, what happens? What happened? Like, Youlim, what's your relationship to boredom?
It's interesting because I thought about this word about a year ago, and then my definition of boredom is denying the present moment.
Denying the present moment. Yeah. That's like, I wish what was happening right now wasn't happening.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good indication for me. When I'm bored, that is like I'm not present.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, so I just Googled etymology of boredom, and the AI is giving me an answer. Are we supposed to read the AI now? It's at the top. Am I supposed to trust the AI? I have no idea. I really don't know anymore.
Well, you like what you saw.
I do. Okay, so the word bore may have originated from the idea of moving forward slowly and persistently, like a boring tool, like boring through something. Love that.
Huh? I don't really get it.
Like when you make a hole or something through something, it's called boring through.
Oh,
You have to keep pressing slowly.
Interesting.
Slowly and persistently.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I feel like I love that definition partially because I resonate with it, because I tend to feel I think I experience two kinds of boredom generally. One is I am denying the present moment and judging it. And then I'm like, I'm bored. Which almost only happens when I'm watching theater. And really that's not boredom, that's like pent up creative aggression. It's
like something boring into you.
It's something is boring into me. But the other kind of boredom I experience, I absolutely delight in it because I feel like I don't get to have it very often. Like,
and what is that? It's
like time starts to stretch out, and it doesn't feel like anything is being kind of done or moved forward, and I think can actually lead to a feeling of being more present for me, or like dropping into a noticing space.
Yeah. I love that this definition has like an action associated with it, and also that it's like a spatial action, because in the 6 viewpoints there's this phrase, and I don't know if it was Mary's or somebody else, but like to stay in it long enough to get past the threshold of boredom, that there's like a gate or a place beyond the boredom, which may, if there's like a big boring tool.
So in other words, like being patient?
That there's another side to it. Yeah, I guess patience with your boredom, with that feeling that like there's nothing to see, or there's nothing here, why are we doing this, what is the point of this? That there's like, if you can stick with it, stick in that place of boredom long enough, And I do think that that's one of the most amazing skills that we get from the 6 viewpoints is like, yeah, the boredom plus patience equals perception, greater perceptual capability.
Say it again. Boredom plus patience equals greater perceptual capability. Yeah, what you're talking about with this action of the boring tool makes me think that when I am bored, it's like the present reality that I have not been absorbing is boring through the plaque around my consciousness that is shielding me from experiencing something new or that might disrupt efficiency or something. So maybe it's like maybe something is actually happening to us that we just have to wait long enough for it to happen to us.
Yeah.
So you're receiving?
That I'm being receiving or being penetrated or being something is being peeled away from me.
Letting it unfold.
Like I'm being undressed perceptually. It's very sexy, this boredom.
I also think it's maybe like a very sophisticated distraction.
What does that mean?
What is boredom?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
I don't know, I think, well, you know, having spent a lot of time in perceptual practices and now being sort of looking at how embodiment, right? So I'm working with this working group in UT Austin where we're trying to figure out like how embodiment can kind of come into different kinds of classrooms to one, just to bring the body to help people remember that they have a body and that it could be part of any kind of discipline because we're all bodies, we all have bodies, but that by, you know, Deborah Hay would like say, turn your fucking head. There's something about that it's like, it's not the thing that's right in front of you. It's just, look at that. It's that. It's like a very sophisticated distraction to like open yourself up to, I guess, the unnecessary or I don't know. There's like
unnecessary.
There's some, and it's like, but that has nothing to do with this. I'm pointing in a different direction, right? I'm pointing to the right, and then I'm looking in front of me. Like, that thing over there at the right has nothing to do with the thing that's right in front of me. Why do I have to do that? And I think that that in terms of, like, creativity or solving problems, like if you're a person in STEM or, you know, sciences or design or something, that, like, actually maybe looking away and then looking back can, like, that it's a sophisticated kind of distraction to be bored.
Oh, you mean so setting up a condition that will make you bored?
Yeah, exactly.
Is the sophisticated distraction.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, well said.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a theory I'm working with right now that I'm hoping to try out next year at UT Austin.
I feel like this sounds to me, that's particleism.
Oh, yeah? Say more.
Say more.
Yeah, it's you're looking for unnecessary information and what's the word? What's the word? Destructing?
Distraction?
Not destruction, like destructing.
Disrupting.
Yeah, that we're editing out a lot of information that might actually
give you new perspective.
Yeah, or that maybe we shouldn't be editing it out, actually.
And that's also non-hierarchy that we talked about.
Yeah, like if I'm pointing in front of me and saying like, oh, that thing to my right has nothing to do with that. Yeah. I don't know.
Particleism, guys.
Yeah, so...
Particleism.
So basically you're opening up the field.
Yes.
You're
She's my translator.
No, what you said is totally clear. I'm just trying to understand it in my own framework, I guess. So it's particlism because you're opening the field up beyond, like whatever is habitually taking up our attention is on some kind of hierarchy of needs, or a socialized hierarchy, or like, whatever, a neurotic hierarchy. And then you point to something else, and then you're like, this exists here also. So that means that these things are in relationship with, which means that there must then be many, many other relationships.
Which then ultimately just snaps you out of the possibility of boredom at all.
Exactly.
Right? Because I'm just reading here that, like, boredom to be tiresome or dull, a thing that causes ennui or annoyance. I mean, I guess that's the theater thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I lost it here. Uninterest in one's surroundings. So as soon as you say, like, be interested in your surroundings, that's cutting through boredom immediately. And then maybe it's like, for instance, if we were to say, like, okay, we're going to do walk and stop, and you turn a bunch of actors or dancers who are like, wait, what the heck, what the arf does this mean? Sorry, I'm trying to find a non-expletive word.
By the way,
self-control.
What the arf? Why are we doing this? Right, this is boring. Why can't I point my toes or say my lines? Right. But that it's a cultivation to become excited about what's around us.
Cultivation.
Right, we have to, it's almost like an anti-boredom. Yeah, that's the threshold, isn't it? It's like saying, like, actually it's not boring to look at the couch cushion for a while. Like, maybe you should look at it for 10 minutes.
I tried, and it is not boring at all. It's awesome. And by the way, walk and stop is one of the exercises of 6 viewpoints.
6 viewpoints, yeah. So I think I just contradicted myself about distraction. That boredom is a kind of distraction, but that actually, anyhow, I don't know, I'm interested in boredom. But I think what I'm interested in isn't actually boredom. I think it's hypersensitivity. The possibility of that by, like, turning your head, by looking at the world beyond what you think you're supposed to. But looking beyond the rules, maybe it like harkens back to our last conversation about the canon. It's like sometimes there's only this ability to look at something through the rules. And this way of working is like, no, just look.
Just keep looking.
Just keep looking.
I'll look some more.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look again.
Is it right or wrong? No, it's looking. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe, do you think you're interested in tolerance of boredom and interventions of boredom?
Tolerance of boredom. I am interested in interventions of boredom, I think. Yeah. I think as soon as you recognize boredom, something changes too. Right? You would say, right?
For sure, yeah.
Like,
yes.
oh,
that's
bored.
an indication for me to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know that I experience, like, boredom anymore. Like, what? I don't think it's possible. Like, after doing the 6 viewpoints, you just look down at the floor.
I honestly just get so excited when there's nothing being asked of me in a moment.
Yeah.
Because it means I have time to observe.
Yes.
Like usually when I feel the approach of boredom now, because I've studied the viewpoints so much, I'm like, oh my God, an opportunity to just be in observation.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I feel like that's one of the main reasons I am so passionate about this, because really this makes me observe things, because I'm such an impatient person. So I get bored a lot. But like through this 6 viewpoints, like as you said, when I feel bored, for example, like when I'm stuck in the subway, like, oh my gosh, this is the time to observe now. I can just, you know. So I think that really raises my life quality, you know, because
Totally.
I can get so addicted to like little screen, for example, my phone, you know, like I like yearn for constant stimulating, you know, but like being bored, so to speak, and just observing things.
Yeah.
And observing unnecessary things. That's so soothing.
I agree. I'm just thinking as you're talking about how the quality of rigor that is asked of someone inside of a viewpoints practice is so interesting to me, because it feels like, you know, you're just being asked to watch the paint dry, or like take 2 steps forward and notice all of the things that have changed. And I was talking last night to somebody who was in a production that Richard Foreman directed at NYU in 2011 called Daniel Goldenstein. And as a preparation for the performance, he asked his actors to look at where the floor met the wall of the room, so that little corner, and take a deep breath, and then move their visual focus 1 inch up, and then take another deep breath, and then move their visual focus 1 inch up, and take a deep breath. And they had to climb up the wall with their breath before every show.
Whoa.
It's I'm just doing it now. It's very relaxing. Actually,
Yes.
It really, by the 3rd breath, I feel like my whole body settled.
And maybe that's a part of what's happening in boredom, is a recalibration of the nervous system.
Yeah.
Where maybe the nervous system is still going like, what's happening? Like something should be happening. I should be grabbing onto something, or fighting, or flighting, or working on something. And the practice, like maybe the threshold is withstanding that, giving your nervous system enough time to settle down, so that we can start to absorb more information. Or
Yeah, because I was going to say I don't really get bored, but I do feel like mysterious anxiety sometimes.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, wait, what's going on? Wait, what's happening? Wait, what's happening? Wait. Why do I feel this way? Wait. And then I'll just be like, gravity.
Oh, yes.
Gravity. There are
Beautiful.
Walls. Nothing. I'm not in danger right now, am I? And it's like, it really is like
Wow.
a way to, it's boredom and anxiety. I don't know, are they related? But I think they are, because the way that you were just describing being bored felt a little bit anxious to me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like what's happening, what should be happening is not happening.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
like shutting down about it or frustrated about it.
Yeah, I think that's very like modern life thing. Because we live in such a fast-paced world where we feel like we have to constantly create. you know, we don't have time, you know, we don't want to waste time, you have to like constantly like work hard, work. So when you're bored, I feel like, I have to do something. What is this? I have to do something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's the ennui version of boredom, like I'm collapsing onto the couch and I can't even imagine what has any meaning. I think to me, is like a real call to ask, about the meaning of what one is doing. You know? Like, really allow oneself to dig into what is happening right then. I don't know.
Yeah, it feels also like a separation between
A
the
disassociation.
thoughts,
yes.
the physical, right?
Yes.
Right.
I do think that like when the thoughts start to go and they're unrelated from the physical, that creates a kind of boredom too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dissociative boredom.
And the German word for boredom is Langeweile, a compound made of Lange, which is long, and Weile, while, which is in line with the common perception that when one is bored, time passes torturously slowly. I mean, what better thing for time to pass slowly?
That's my babe.
Right? There's a feeling of like, I guess like kids get bored because they're like, oh my God, when is it going to be time for Christmas? Or when are we getting there? When, you know, in their car ride or something, right?
Yeah. Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Yeah, I'm curious about.
So it's about
that.
patience again, right? Like a long time passing. Yeah. Sorry, you were gonna say. I'm curious about.
No, I mean, for Thanksgiving, I was in a suburb DC, and I spent time with my friend's daughter. She's 4 years old, and she sometimes watches, you know, like, YouTube or like Netflix on iPad in a car. And then I remember there's this moment she was sitting in the car and then she wanted to watch the TV. She calls it TV. And she was like, oh, I'm so bored. And I wanted to say, hey, if you like observe like unnecessary, but I couldn't possibly.
Yeah, try looking out the window.
Yeah, oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just curious about that's
Like technology.
Yeah, exactly.
Constantly entertained. Yeah, I was just talking to another professor at Salisbury who, she has 2 kids and, you know, they take these long car rides because they have family all over the place and, you know, the kids are on the phone the whole time. And she was like, wow, can you imagine like when we were kids, what did you do in the car? Like, what did you all do in the car when you had to go on a long car ride?
I
slept.
I sat and looked out the window and I counted the stripes in the fabric in the car.
Yeah.
Like on the back of the seat or the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And she was like, when I was a kid, you would watch like the raindrops and you'd
I did that too.
Which
yes,
one's gonna win?
Yes,
right?
yes. I did that
like
too.
little races with the raindrops.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that was like you could pass who knows how much time. I was like, yeah, I played the license plate game, which was really fun. Right? Yeah, I don't know, technology and this like boredom plus patience thing. I don't know what it's gonna do to. I think it's gonna start to affect our physical world.
I think so.
The like lack of boredom. I guess what I'm saying, I think boredom. I think it's important to touch on it and to have to be okay with it to get, because I have a feeling if folks start living their lives more with technology inside, right? It's like all a simulacra. It's going to start to affect how we deal with the world around us.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Maybe it already has. I think it probably already has. We're already like deep in that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's why introducing this work to the world is important, in my opinion. Yeah, this particularism concept, movement, just like putting out there and let people know that we can be bored.
Yeah, it's okay.
For example, it's okay.
It's okay to count the stripes.
Yeah, count the stripes. Look at the couch for 10 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
I just had this really weird thought. I wonder what this is like for you guys. I feel like a part of this leaving of the thoughts from the physical reality, like for me, so often that feels like there's some cognitive space. I'm experiencing my cognitive space like something that is ballooning in the room that I am in, or ballooning in the space that I am in, and it's like pushing away the sensory information. And when you're talking about how it might impact the world around us, just thinking about the way that that's quite similar to, like, people say I just left my body, which I don't totally relate to that feeling, because it doesn't feel like arriving and leaving. It feels like some other kind of consciousness is expanding. And when Deborah has a rocking chair in her living room and had just like moved the rocking chair, and I realized that in the way that I was thinking in my listening, I had forgotten the possibility that the chair to my right moves. So it was a little disarming and uncanny when this chair started moving, and I wonder if a part of the danger of how this can change the world around us is that we neglect it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we forget it exists, and so then we neglect it. Yeah.
So our awareness is getting narrow.
Yeah, or just less physical, maybe.
Less physical.
It doesn't feel, to me, the feeling is not narrowness. You know, the feeling is actually like consuming.
It's like an absence of materiality. Yeah.
Yeah, less material, but more, and also less receiving. More extending of the thought space into space, and less receiving of non-thought into my world. Like, that's a different shift of Umwelt.
Yes, the back and forth of perception is, I don't know, just like thinking out loud here, but that it can't just be about extending out. It has to be about bringing back in, right? It's like a feedback system.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe you're bored.
Yeah, you're probably bored because, whoa.
So, you're welcome.
You're welcome. You could do the breathing exercise up the wall now if you want.
Yeah, Richard Foreman's climb up the wall inch by inch. You have to take a nice full breath in between every inch.
Yeah, try it out. Let us know what you think.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
If you like this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel.